Hi everyone, welcome to the Geeks Bathhouse. Today we're going to be making some really cute Jack Skellington bath bombs for Halloween. So we have in front of me all of our ingredients all laid out. Baking soda, I'm going to be using some kaolin clay, some cream of tartar, some SLSA, and some goat milk powder, all are mixed in here. I have a light oil, I'm going to be using avocado oil today. You could also use apricot kernel oil, sweet almond oil, anything that you like. My fragrance, I'm going to be using a Twisted Peppermint type based on the Bath & Body Works fragrance. Then we have our citric acid, and over there you can't see it, but I have some embeds that are bright orange that we're going to put inside so that our bath bombs spin and have some orange water. It's going to be pretty cool. So let's get started. Got my gloves on. We're going to start by sifting all of our dry ingredients except for the citric acid into the bowl and getting those mixed up with our hand mixer. It's really important when you make bath bombs to sift all of your ingredients to get all of those little chunks out. See how when it sits for a while you get these chunks? You want to get all that sifted out so that your mix is really nice and smooth. Now, if you're familiar with using SLSA, you know it's a super fine powder and it can really puff up and make you cough. So that's why I have it mixed in with my other powders here. That kind of takes it down a notch. So just be careful if you're choosing to use SLSA in your recipe. You may want to wear a mask. All right, got that all sifted in. I'm gonna give it a mix. And we're going to start adding our wet ingredients slowly and use our hand mixer to start getting this party started. I'm adding my wet ingredients before adding my citric acid to help keep the bath bombs keep the reaction from starting early, because once water hits that citric acid it starts to react. And we want to try to preserve all of the bubbling action that we can. So I'm going to start by hand mixing this a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with my mixer, my little hand mixer here. But I kind of wanted to get the wet going a little bit first so that it doesn't puff up on me too bad. I'm also going to go ahead and go in with just a couple of spritzes of rubbing alcohol. I like to use rubbing alcohol because it evaporates really quickly. You could also use witch hazel or distilled water if you like. All right, here we go with the mixer. Now remember, we don't have our citric acid in here yet, so this is going to seem a little too wet to start. And then when we add that citric in, it's going to dry it out a little bit. So let's go ahead and remember your sifter. Get our citric acid in the mix here. Use the back of my hand to just gently press all that through. And again, I'm going to start by mixing in by hand, and then we'll bring in the mixer. I'm going to scoop everything up from the bottom, make sure it's all getting mixed in really nice and thoroughly. Now let's go back in with the mixer for a minute. Alright, so this is the point where we're going to start looking for that nice bath bomb consistency that we want, and looks like we're doing pretty darn good actually. So since these are Jack Skellington bombs, we're not adding any colorant. We are going to be painting on them later. We want them white like skulls, and that looks pretty darn good to me. So I have here beside me some stainless steel bath bomb molds. You can get these at pretty much any Bath & Body Supply type store. I actually think I ordered mine off of Amazon. Let me just get my embeds over here where we can work with them, and let's get started. So we're just gonna take a big scoop here, lightly. I have two sizes of embeds here I'm just playing around with. I've actually never used the little cubies before, so we're just gonna try them out and see how they work out. And I'm just placing these in randomly. If you're not familiar with embeds in bath bombs, they're a slightly different recipe, and what they do is they just help your bomb to spin in the water, and they're going to shoot out some beautiful color. So we lightly filled both sides. We're going to press and twist a little bit, press and twist till we get that nice and sealed all the way around. This is where the handy dandy spoon tool comes in. We're going to tap until we kind of feel it release. Take the top off, flip it over, do the same thing, tap, tap, tap. Feel that little bit of release, and there we go. We have a beautiful white bath bomb. I like to kind of rub off that seam a little bit. And then we will set this one aside and keep repeating the process until we have a whole batch of bath bombs. So again, just lightly packing. This time I think I'm going to use some of these little cubies that I made. I have no idea what they're going to do in the bath bombs. I've never used them before, so we're just experimenting. So I'll stick some of those down in. And then again on the other side. Just drop some of these little cubes randomly. That looks good. Pile it up real good. So I like to have both sides mounted up pretty high and then press together. Oh, got one of my embeds a little too far on the outside there. That's okay. So press really good, twist a little bit, and then tap, tap, tap. Gently lift off. Tap, tap, tap. Gently lift off again. Kind of wipe away the seam. And there we go. So I'm going to keep going, keep working on these, and I will bring you guys back when we are ready to turn these little guys into Jack Skellingtons. Now we're going to turn all of our bath bombs into Jack Skellingtons. So what I've done is made a little bit of a paint out of some rubbing alcohol and some activated charcoal. We're going to use this very sparingly because activated charcoal can stain the tub. We do have poly 80 in our recipe, so we should be alright, but we're just going to paint some on and not use a whole lot. So first things first, we'll give them some eyes. And I just did a quick Google search and found some pictures to give me a little bit of a guideline. For the purposes of this video, I did not wait 24 hours for my bath bombs to dry. So I am getting a little bit of bleeding here, but that's alright. If you want to do this for yourself at home, you can make sure that you give your bombs a full 24-hour dry time before you paint on them, and that should help. And there we go. Jack Skellington bath bomb. How cute is that? So here we have them, guys, all of our super cute Jack Skellington bath bombs. They turned out awesome. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more cool geeky bath and body stuff, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and click on that notification bell so that you'll be reminded when new videos come out. You can also check me out on Instagram, Geeks Bath House, where I post all kinds of cool pictures of geeky bath and body projects. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.